Because it's time for all of you to equalize yourself, to see yourselves as citizens of your solar system, of your cosmos, and to rightfully step not as inferior beings, but to show that humanity has as much nobility and dignity as those that you have given your power away to for millennia. So be aware of that. There can be many shocking, surprising changes. And many people will want to kowtow and bow to others that they believe are more powerful. There are always beings that are more powerful than others. There are beings that are more powerful than we. But we do not bow down to them. We respect them. We play tricks on them now and again. Sort of frisky students, you know. Pranks, that kind of thing. We have respect, but we have no awe for beings. We come, and you will come to this place too. You come to see that the poorest, simplest soul, or the most advanced, are fantastic in who they are, because that is their exploration. And that is the courage it takes for each of those souls, the simplistic one or the one that is, in your terms, more highly aware. It takes great courage just to be, and to take on a guise, to explore existence. So a greater sense of equality among people, among your cosmic cohorts, is absolutely necessary for your next stage of enjoyment. So who has a question, please? State your name. Elizabeth.
I have a question around health.
Around health?
Health. I do a lot of things like yoga and eat organic and take very good care of myself, but I have noticed a lot of headaches recently. And so I'm just wondering if with these changes, with the energies coming in, will it cause more things like that to happen in our bodies? And if so, how do we hold that, or how do we move that energy?
All right, Elizabeth, that's a pretty good question. So just to reiterate, she said she eats well and does yoga, but she's noticing headaches, and can this be related to some of the energies? Certainly. Now, Abhika was explaining to you that you have this big world axis cross, world axis there, and at one point the spring equinox is Aries. Aries rules the head. Uranus is going into Aries shortly, could create lots of pressure in lots of people's heads. Now, you also create the pressure in your head. Uranus cannot create pressure in your head if there's no pressure inside to match it. Do you understand? So we would ask you, let's say this. People can do yoga, they can eat really well, and get no benefit from it. We are not saying that is true for you. We are just saying that just because you do these things, they can become so rote and robotic that they become habits, good habits, but the bad habit of not dealing with what's creating the pressure inside will outdo all the good work you do. Do you understand this? So we would say to you, Elizabeth, you are under pressure somewhere. It may be conscious pressure that you are hiding from yourself, or you're minimizing, or it may be something that you're picking up on from a timeline that needs to be healed. It may be family pressure that you are not acknowledging. You may be picking up on, if you're really psychic, stuff in the neighborhood. Do you understand? So what you want to do is, first of all, determine, is this me, or am I overly psychic, and do I have a boundary issue here? Because as you get more sensitive, you will pick up, especially your family, friends, loved ones, you will start to carry their energy out of concern or whatever. You want to clear your field and deal with your issues. So you have to ask, what is there something I'm not dealing with here? What needs to come out? Don't expect an answer right away, but to consider these things, or find out, is it someone else? And if it's someone else, you must clear your space and we say put an orb of energy around you so that you're not carrying other people's stuff, their pressure. Does that help you?
Yes, thank you.
Remember, it always comes from the inner first. And sometimes if you suffer from nice-itis or overkindness, or you want to be a do-gooder, or you are a martyr, or you are a snoop and you're in other people's lives too much, you end up carrying their mess around with you. Do you follow this? You pick up their pressure. Sometimes, just to be fair, you can pick up, and this will be big this summer, you will pick up super sensitive people may manifest things in their body before they occur objectively. In other words, you will feel pressure because the earth is wanting to release pressure. Because people are wanting to release pressure. You follow this? It's people's emotions that are ready to explode. And so a lot of it is being funneled off into the earth. And many of the events that are coming down have been contrived and instigated. They are not all accidents, so to speak, and au naturel. So we ask you to develop your sensitivity to the benefit of your own being, to figure out, is this my event? Is it a neighbor's event? Is this earth? And find a method that you can get those answers. Who has a question, please?
Well, please,
Yes.
This is Catherine.
Yes, Catherine.
And I've been just noticing as we come up to this window with Uranus going into Aries and the awakening of the people, and as you call it, the flowering of consciousness, and at the same time seeing certain acts of quote-unquote destruction that come out of nowhere. For instance, the river that took out the Grand Old Opry, or all these events that go on around and about, the Pope. It's hard to keep up. There's so many things going on all at the same time. And while that's going, it makes me think, well, maybe some of the people that have been planning some of these events and these the game, as it were, they're getting some blowback as they're in their own acceleration and everything they put out coming back to them too. So it makes me feel a little bit more faith in a sense that, you really can just think about it and vote with your mind. And I notice also that people, regular, people that you meet just at the grocery store and in daily life are having this awareness, like, my freedom is important to me, and I'm not going to stand by and let my world be taken away with things that are so obviously contrived and insane. So, I just feel like that's the field of that I find myself in, that most of us find ourselves in. And the other thing that I'm noticing that sort of gives me faith is that even though things seem to be, really it's so crazy and so many things falling apart, and yet, pretty much, people that are grounded and centered and have some common sense and some sensitivity to their own sense, who they are as a being, are really, actually, if you can keep up with the work, it's really kind of fun and interesting.
It's more than fun. It's, we would say, super thrilling and super exhilarating. And this is your gift to humanity, to activate your biological beings in such a way that no one will ever forget. It is as if you've been in sleeper mode in your bodies, do you understand? For millennia. And these energies are wanting to and working to reorganize it so that the body from these years onward becomes respected, becomes, let's say, important in what it's capable of doing. Right now people are fascinated with all these iPods, phones, all these things. But your body cannot even compare to these things. It is quadrillions of times more fascinating and capable than any of these ridiculous electronics that people give their power away to. Do you understand? Your electronics have turned into gods rather in the awe around them, rather than simply helping to facilitate life. You follow this? So there are all kinds of worlds unfolding.